great. The play is can you see?
Connor has the puck. And a great shot. Lines for Rebecca. Rebecca score. There it is. Oh, Connor gets the first score of the game over early. It's Burley with the three. Leo scores. Back the other way for the Raiders. Great shot.
Score! Sophie Brady finds the back of the net from the faceoff circle, and with 1:14 to go, the Raiders take a 3-2 lead.
And we are back for a playoff edition of Black Red Blitz. As always, I'm your host, Rebecca Cahn. We've got some exciting MIAA action as 4 Wellesley teams are to spot in the tourney. And they did not hold off the intensity by any means. So let's get started as we check in first with girls volleyball. Well, at 10-10, the Raiders earned the number 10 spot in the Central West Division 1. And in a first-round match, would have to go on the road to the middle of nowhere, up north to Townsend, to face the 7th-seeded North Middlesex Patriots on Thursday. In the playoffs, you definitely get to face unfamiliar teams in different conferences. And for the Raiders, it's an even better chance to knock off the higher-seeded opponent. So early on, Wellesley takes the first set 25-20, but North Middlesex immediately counters back, aggressively holding the lead in this second set, and win also 25-20. So for now, we are tied at 1-1. So let's focus in on the third set then, a defining one that could determine which teams pull forward with momentum for good. Raiders right away command the spikes, and you know it's your kind of night when you get the ball rolling just over the net for the ace point. Patriots for the moment though are down only by 3, 8-5, thanks to Sarah Kleeman's hit right here. Then a great effort by senior Sarah Ward not only helps keep the play going, but point would go North Middlesex way to keep the deficit close, Wellesley 9-6. Lindsay Canaday has quite a game for herself though, as just getting started. Canaday brings it as her spike lands just in bounds to give Raiders an even better advantage at 12-7. Wellesley builds that lead even more as Lindsay Canaday again keeps finding the edge here when it comes to laying down the kills. 18-10 Wellesley deeper in the third. And if you missed that play, well, Canaday drives home yet another loud point right here, helping Raiders stay in control up by 9. Still down 19-13 though, great digs by captains Kaylee Bryant and Lynn Shattuck sparked the Patriots towards some much needed points. But you guessed it, it's Lindsay Canaday time for Wellesley. Another kill, another Raider point. Before Raiders can take care of this third though, Lily Malik and Grace Majakimo go up for the shot, but Malik lands on Majakimo's sneaker, which comes off. But more importantly, Lily Malik comes up limping, and that is not good news for Wellesley. Pushing that aside though, Wellesley takes care of the third set, 25-16. So we head to the fourth, and hopefully final match here as the Raiders' set lead is 2-1. So for the Patriots, it's win and keep your season alive for another set, or see an early exit from the playoffs. Early on, the shots flow for North Middlesex, but this old gym has very low ceilings. Not exactly what you want for volleyball. You'd think as the home team, they'd be used to it though, and maybe the Raiders would fall into the low ceiling trap. But instead, numerous times, the ball would hit the rafters as the Patriots looked to set, and the points would be advantage Raiders, and not the Patriots. And so Wellesley also can add on some points as Meg Dosher steps up with the aces, as again, Lily Malik, solid on the serves, is stuck on the sidelines with that injury back in the third. But the Raiders aren't letting that affect them though, as the rest of this team, behind Katie Jones and Lindsay Canaday, dominate around the net, stepping up on some big plays. And Wellesley's lead is already 8-2. And you know you've pretty much got everything going for you here when Grace Majakimo jumps up for the loud kill, but the hit pushes the ball into a soft spinning motion that lands perfectly between two Patriots. Just say you meant to do that. Point Raiders. As Madeline Harrington gets back-to-back points here for North Middlesex, it's still an uphill battle, this team down 14-7. And so once Wellesley's lead becomes 16-8, Raiders say enough and hit the cruise control button the rest of the way. And the 25th Wellesley point comes quickly on this play here. And that is game as the Raiders win the fourth 25-10. And that would be the final here, as what do you know, Wellesley commanded the last two sets after it was tied at 1 and come away with the upset here as the Raiders beat the Patriots, winning this first round match by the final score 3-1. North Middlesex sees their season come to an end as Wellesley moves on to the quarterfinals against Acton Boxborough. Moving on to Friday for some Division I South first-round action, get ready to face off with some field hockey at Sprague. Now, the Raiders would come in as the number 8 seed, but would have to face a tough opponent in the Braintree Womps. Now, these two teams faced off against each other earlier in the season and fought to a scoreless draw. Well, here in the playoffs, there are no ties. When this Raiders team closed out their regular season with a come-from-behind win over Natick, it wasn't just exciting, it also gave Wellesley crucial momentum going into the playoffs. That kind of momentum that can continue to spark this team's chemistry. And early on, you can see that spark has already been lit. Corner penalty gets started by Lynn Grosha. Louisa Coakley rips Kat Donahue's centering pass wide left of the box, but that's okay as Brooke Hamilton drives it into the box. The Raiders hold a 1-0 advantage just like that. Just around 3 minutes tick by though, and the Womps have an answer. Annie Lee out deep, connects on the shot, the ball finds its way into the crease area, and Deidre Burchill scoops it up and buries the equalizer. And we are tied at 1-1 with exactly 13 minutes to go in this first. It's always key to take advantage of corner penalty shots in field hockey, and Wellesley does exactly that on this play here. This time Kat Donahue takes the shot that also drives left. But as close as you can get to a one-timer goal in this sport, Kayla Johnston does just that. 2-1 Raiders, and with 2:41 to go in this first half, we are heading into halftime with a Wellesley 1-goal lead. Fast forward deeper into the final frame, Raiders continue to look to add to that 1-goal edge they've been holding on to. And why not? It's the playoffs, and a 1-goal lead is not safe by any means. And if not for some clutch defense by the Womps and goalie Paige Shanley, somehow this Wellesley lead continues to stay at 2-1. You have to say that the key game-changing difference in this second half is the fact that Wellesley dominated time of possession so well that Braintree, desperately needing the equalizer, could not even get one shot on goal in these final 30 minutes. And that is huge, as early scores by Brooke Hamilton and Kayla Johnston is all that is needed here in the end, as this 2-1 lead over Braintree becomes a final. So as the Womps see their season come to an end, the Raiders move on to the quarterfinals, where Wellesley will face the number 1 seed, Dennis Yarmouth. We're still only halfway through these highlights, so don't go anywhere as we get ready to head to Saturday for some football. First off, my apologies to the Raiders, as last week I mistakenly said that Wellesley beat Hingham in the first round. I forgot that football skips the first round in the MIAA brackets. So actually, Wellesley demolished Hingham in the quarterfinals. My bad. In case you didn't know already, I'm kinda a doofus. So now that we got that out of the way, how about we head to the semifinals for some Raiders football. Division I South semifinals brings the number 2 seed Raiders back home, but to keep their 8-game winning streak alive, Wellesley would face off against a Bridgewater Raynham team who cannot be overlooked. This Trojan team may be the lower seed, but earlier in their season beat one of the top teams in the state in Zavarian. And in their last win at Natick, knocks the number 3 seeded Redhawks right out of the playoffs. So this game would be a defensive battle from the opening kickoff as both sides struggle to move the chains consistently. And that is something we haven't seen too often this season. Raiders though start to move down the field in the second quarter behind the speed of quarterback Jack Tishman. Seconds later though, Jack Tishman on the quarterback rollout throws to his favorite receiver Brendan Dolan, but Dan Taylor cuts in front, picks off Tishman. Second interception already by Jack Tishman in these first 2 quarters. And that turnover puts a stop to a solid drive that the Raiders had going for them. Wellesley's defense though quickly steps up and forces a turnover of their own. Trojans fumble, Brendan Dolan recovers. And as Raiders halt another possible scoring threat from Bridgewater Raynham with another pick, we head to halftime, where these frustrating first 2 quarters have left us with a scoreless tie. How this game is going, just one score could be all that's needed here. So this second half is crucial, as the Trojans get the ball first to open up this third. First play from scrimmage, running back Sean Knoll breaks free with a ton of speed, crosses the 50, the 40. With room to run down the sidelines, Knoll is finally brought down just inside the Raiders' 30-yard line. Then Trojans on 4th down, instead of going for it, kick a 40-yard field goal. And George Lampros makes it. What a leg on their kicker, as a 40-yarder is pretty much unheard of taking or making in high school. So that gives the Trojans a 3-0 lead. Well, this third interception of the day by Jack Tishman happens here, the second by Dan Taylor. That turnover would hurt the Raiders the most, as the second play from scrimmage, man in motion, Bryce Cahn is off with a snap and gets open downfield, making it easy for quarterback Corey Sullivan to connect with Cahn on this 44-yard touchdown score. What a dagger. But Raiders block the extra point, so Wellesley's down 9-0 and hoping that defensive block can provide any spark to this team moving forward. So Wellesley tries hard to make this next drive the one that comes away with results on the scoreboard. Great pass here by Jack Tishman definitely helps as he connects with Jason Maiona, and that moves the chains for sure. But fourth down comes here on the 24-yard line. Talk about a ton of effort as Grant Kasikas holds in the catch and drags some players with him, fighting for that first down. It all depends on the spot, though. To add more frustration to this game, it's short of the marker. Turnover on downs, Trojans ball. So in this fourth, Wellesley's defense again came to play. And on this Bridgewater Raynham 4th and goal try, no one on the Raiders gets tricked by the reverse here. Jason Maiona and Brendan Dolan stuff Sean Knoll at the 1-yard line. Huge stop for Wellesley as time keeps ticking away. The Raiders still have a shot. So with 5 minutes to go in this game, Wellesley's offense starts clicking. Clutch catch here by Davis Atala, and a downright gritty run on third down by Grant Kasikas that gets them a much-needed first down. Gotta admit, there's still hope. But once again, Bridgewater Raynham stops the momentum. This time, it's by way of a Devontae Greaves sack that causes Jack Tishman to fumble, and Andrew Lubenskis falls on top of it. Trojans ball. And that will be game, as all the Trojans have to do here is run out the clock. We knew it wasn't going to be an easy game, but this loss hurts for sure, as the only loss on the season for the Raiders comes here in the semifinals. Raiders are unfortunately out of the playoffs. What a football season we had. Final score, Bridgewater Raynham 9, Wellesley 0. So we end this busy Saturday of sports on a high note with boys soccer, as we head down to Kingston to Silver Lake High School. First round action awaits as the Lakers, coming in as the number 3 seed, would host the 14th seeded Raiders under the lights. And what a game we've got. Silver Lake boasts a 16-4 record, but they play in the Patriot Keenan League. No offense, but that's not the Bay State Conference. Even though Wellesley walks in here at 6-4, this team looks anything but intimidated. So with just over 28 scoreless minutes gone by here in this first, the Raiders change that right now. Will Corkill takes the pass around midfield, keeping separation just enough from Colin Cahn. Cahn fades out left though, giving Corkill plenty of time to set and connect on this booming kick and finds nothing but sweet net. What a score and statement goal by the Raiders junior captain. Wellesley takes the lead first, deep in the opening half. So holding that 1-goal advantage, we head into the second, and just seconds in, Lakers spend too much time arguing about whether Owen Nally gets held here. That allows Anders Pinot to see a huge opening upfield. Passing ahead to Brendan Conroy, Conroy hits pretty much the whole right side of the field to himself. Only until about the 5-yard line does the ball get deflected away from Brendan Conroy in the crease, but Christopher Cole finds it and buries it. 2-0 Raiders. And that's a play that just drives home the point that even if it's just for a few seconds, you don't give up on the play just to argue. Or you'll give the advantage to your opponent. And that's exactly what happened here, as Wellesley now has a 2-0 lead. But it's not over yet. Lakers earn a penalty kick right here. And Silver Lake makes it count when Colin Cahn drives home the shot, and that cuts the deficit in half all of a sudden. But before you say no worries, Raiders still lead here by 1. Seconds barely pass by. Noah Nally drills this corner. Patrick McMahon jumps high and just crushes the header left corner post. And that's the equalizer. And we are tied. In just 1 minute, the Lakers have erased a 2-goal deficit, tie it up 2-2. It's anyone's game now. So to overtime we go. 10 minutes of sudden death. Whoever scores first wins. But that first overtime still leaves us deadlocked at 2-2. So let's make it double overtime. No pressure. 5 more minutes tick away, and then this. Will Corkhill on the corner kick. His try fades left, gets kicked around. Nick Cobb's try gets stuffed and right back to him. Cobb's putback looks to ricochet off William Eddy and in. What a gut wrencher for Eddy and his team. What a moment and statement win for these Raiders. Enjoy hearing the cheers, Raider fans, as Nick Cobb buries the game winner in double overtime. Wellesley pulls off fantastic upset, beating Silver Lake 3-2. First round action closes out another exciting episode, but make sure to check in next week as we continue to follow Raiders playoff hopes as they move on to the quarterfinals. In the meantime, if you missed out on any games or highlights, check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube and Facebook pages, Wellesley Public Media, and of course right here on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39. Thanks for watching Black Red Blitz. Go Raiders!